flex pick before?
You said what,
Are
brother?
we taking the pick? The pick?
Good catch. Yeah, I got it. All right, y'all. Let's take that flex pick.
Let's turn on the cameras.
Turn on them cameras and get them guns out. Flex them little
People
arms.
always
Alec,
people
go
always
ahead,
look
keep
at me
smiling.
weird when
Turn
I
them
do.
cameras on. Let them veins out. All right. One, two, three. All right. I'm gonna mute everybody. Go ahead, Tomas. Where'd he go?
Can you all see my screen? Thumbs up. Excellent. So today, for the ones that you know me, I like to talk about mindset. I like to talk about mental health because it's a huge piece as of when we planning to lose weight, when we wanted to change our lives. So big thing, big takeaway that fat loss and change, it's not just food and exercise. It requires way over that, and the mindset is a key aspect from that. So let's break it down. Let's talk a little bit about what it requires as of the psychology behind fat loss, because most people only think that you just need like a calorie target, being on a deficit, working out, hitting your protein, but it's not only that, right? We talk about a lot of things in here that help us make sure that we are on top of what we are supposed to do. Um, because to be able to be on top of your calories, to be able to be on top of your workout, you have to have the mental piece locked in. For example, having the desire to change, having the desire to chase that goal, right? There's a big piece that we're missing when we're just talking about nutrition and exercise is your thoughts, your habits, your emotions, how you feel, what do you do daily, how do you organize, how do you prepare, right? So essential from here that is just not physically, it's also mentally, and the mental side of it is way more important than the physical aspect for it. Your mind is what's going to carry you, and it's going to be the one that dictates from having results and not having results. So when we talk about mental load, here it says is right, like equal to a full backpack. I want us to picture ourselves when we are overwhelmed, when we are carrying actually weight, right? When we go, for example, hiking and we take a backpack, that's how it feels when you have mental load that you have to carry around daily, right? Mental load just means like all the stuff that I have in my mind, you can see it in the picture, like either if it's like thinking about work, thinking about kids, thinking about money, family, relationships, right? Thinking about organizing, right? Preparing, all that you have in your mind, all your thoughts are load, right? So if you have that mental load, it is like a carrying a backpack through a path, right? Um, when this backpack gets heavy, what this means is basically that you're thinking about more things at a time, right? That is generating some stress to you. It can happen that your energy goes down, right? Food choices become a little bit harder because we might rely in emotions, right? They're going to talk about that in a little bit. Motivation may drop, right? That's when discipline has to step it up. But what you got to understand is that sometimes it's not that you're lazy. It's like you're overwhelmed or overloaded, that you have too much going on, that basically we need to adjust the plan, right? That's extremely important that you talk with it about your coach, right? You talk with your coach about it and you both come with a solution and you both overcome all the overwhelming or the overload that you carry to be able to go in the right direction. Remember, this is all about going a step forward, like clearing your path and moving. So who feels in here that they have like a heavy backpack due to personal life, due to work life, or whatever? You want to share a little bit about it, Scott?
Not really.
Okay, all good. Who wants to share about it?
I can share.
Go ahead, I can appreciate that.
Um, my job is really stressful. My home life is really stressful, and I'll get a little personal. I'm going through a divorce, but we can't physically separate, so we're still in the same house, and that's got its own problems. And I travel for work. That's why I'm in Kansas right now. So it's been a real challenge trying to stay on a routine here. Um, and then on top of that, when I get home, my kitchen's going to be partially torn out because they found a leak and it's done damage to a couple of my floors in my home. So, yeah, there's a lot going on mentally right now.
Yeah. And with that, do you feel like is it affecting everything else that you have to do to stay on top of your weight loss journey?
Oh, definitely. I'm just beginning anyway, so I'm still having a hard time getting into a routine. And then you have one challenge on top of another on top of another, and some days I just don't even want to get out of bed.
Exactly. So the mental load is equal to a full backpack. And whenever you need help, hit me up. We already talked about this. I know that we have, and you're traveling. So if you need extra help with that, hit me up and we can develop it a little bit more. But yeah, you're doing fine. So don't worry. The plan changes, but it's like it's a matter of carrying that backpack and move forward with the right plan. And also remember, I always touch base with my clients on this. Communication and being honest with your coach is essential, right? We're here to help you. We're here to guide you to your goals. Your goals are our goals moving forward. So just communicate. Just let your coach know so he's or she's on the same page and they can help you. Anyone else wants to share about it?
Yeah, I can share, Thomas.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, Kevin.
Hey everybody. This is my first Zoom meeting. So yeah, Thomas is actually my coach, and yeah, I think my backpack's kind of full. I'll get a little personal too. I just finished alcohol rehab, and so I got 2 months sober. In 3 days, I'll be 2 months sober, and you know, I communicated that to Thomas, and as soon as I got out of the rehab, my backpack started to fill up because I'm back at work. You got the house, the dogs, my kids, everything. And, I think what I wasn't expecting was to get the support from the coach. I was expecting more of a scolding, but it was more support. And I feel like slowly we're starting to chip away at what routine works for us to kind of lighten that backpack.
Hey,
But
Kevin,
yeah,
I want to tell you, man, I'm proud of you, bro. 60 days sober is as a well, 58 days sober now, going on 60 is a beautiful thing, man.
yeah,
Right.
thanks.
But I want you to understand something about that, right? So everybody that doesn't know manager, I worked in mental health for almost 16 years before I got here. So I've dealt with a lot of the stuff that goes on with everybody, right? But I want you to look at look at your addiction as a superpower. And this is why I'm gonna say that, right? What's the one thing you have to do to be addicted to something? There's two things you have to do,
Keep, keep picking up the bottle, number one.
which means you're being what?
Undisciplined.
Consistent.
I can see.
Consistent.
Yeah.
What else? When you keep picking up that bottle, what do you do to get to that bottle? You make a way to get to that bottle.
Yep. That's true. We create
So
a pathway
what
to
is
get there.
telling you, right? So your new alcohol got to be your health.
Yeah,
Why not be
exactly.
addicted to something that's gonna actually help you versus mask it and make it worse at the same time? It's like putting duct tape on rust. The rust don't go away. Keeps eating away under the duct tape, right?
That's right.
You
So,
gotta you gotta sand all that rust off or cut it out in order for the duct tape to work. It won't even stick to the rust. Am I right?
that's right, man.
So the fact that you see that in yourself, right? Because one thing I've worked with addicts is the addiction never goes away. The craving never goes away. But what increases is the discipline not to feed into it. Right.
Right.
So just use that same energy towards this with Tomas. Next thing you know, your new addiction is your new lifestyle. And now you are walking testimony of yes, you can quit
Yeah.
any addiction with determination. So I'm proud of you, man. God bless you.
Yeah. Can I share one more thought with you guys?
Yeah.
100%.
I feel like I'm a pretty successful guy in life, and I've done that with this albatross of booze around my neck for since I was 15 years old. Imagine, give me, a little bit more sobriety, keep working it, don't take it for granted. Imagine what I can do, you know? I'm pumped.
Fuck yeah, man. I love it.
What we can do. Yeah, what we can do, man. Like one step at a time. Like we're doing better, and that's the one thing that you got to take away. Moving in the right direction. Who else? Somebody else wants to talk? Valencia, go ahead. All my peeps are showing up today. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, there she goes.
Hi. Okay, my name's Valencia. I uh what do I just introduce myself and what do I say exactly? What am I what I'm
Whatever you
feeling?
want.
Okay. So I consider myself like a pretty accomplished person. I'm only 20, but I have a lot of good things in my life, like academically and all the things. But one area of my life I really struggle with was my health. I've been overweight or like overweight, obese for at least half of my life now. Like, and it has always been a problem. And it's like I'm in this program because I want to change. I know I can change because I changed other aspects of my life. And it's still an ongoing struggle. Um, it's like all the other aspects of my life, like in terms of internships and academics and everything, I can manage those quite well. And personal life, I can grow and evolve in that aspect quite well. But in terms of specifically my health, it's like an ongoing battle. And whenever I do see like some change with that, it's like my brain can't accept that this is my new normal. So I kind of backtrack on it. And, but I do see like gradual change now, and I'm pretty happy about that. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, I want to say something about that because you're usually harder in yourself than what you should. But you're moving in the right direction. Take that away. Like the last sentence that you mentioned, being happy about progress. That's what you have to take away. Don't be that harsh on yourself. You're doing fine. Okay?
Okay.
Anyone else that wants to talk? Or we keep rolling? Okay, let's move on. So stress, right? We mentioned it a little bit on the other slide, but how can stress affect our behavior? It can change it completely, right? It can happen, and this is like it can like anyone can take it differently, right? So when stress go up, when we're going through a situation, whatever is in our backpack that we mentioned before, can lead to having like no appetite, or your appetite can skyrocket, right? You can have crazy cravings or not have cravings at all, right? You can sleep a lot or not even sleep, right? Can get the workouts to be a little bit harder because you're not recovering properly, because your sleep is not good and everything starts snow falling, right? You're less patient, you cannot perform at work, you cannot perform in your life, right? So what I want you to think about with this is that stress doesn't mean that you're failing, right? Stress means Stress is a good thing, so don't take that for granted, right? But we're going back to what we talk about. Once again, communicate with your coach, and you might need something different. If you have stress going on, that's the number one thing that you got to address. Got to target that stress, right? You might need something simpler that you can accomplish. Again, we don't want to get overwhelmed. We want to carry that and move forward, right? Anyone who's going through stress or has gone through a tough situation wants to share, like, if they do not have any appetite at all, if they just stress eat or something like that. I personally don't eat. When I'm stressed, it's like I cannot get any food in.
I definitely stress eat. When I get really overwhelmed or I have too much on my plate, I stress eat, and then my sleep is awful. Um, or I don't sleep at all. It's either one extreme or the other.
So when it starts affecting sleep, something that you can do is like we talk about this, but 5, 10 minutes before you go to bed, do something for yourself. Either if it's some breath work, like just turning the lights off and be calm with some music, something that you're going to have some time for yourself.
This week was
Okay.
really hard because I'm not in my bed.
I know.
It's rough. These beds suck.
Yeah. But focus on what you can control, right? Well, you're not at home. Well, what is it that I can control? Maybe finding some time during the day. Maybe as soon as I wake up. Who knows, right? But it's like you got to just focus on what you can control, not in what you cannot control that you're traveling. You can't. So take that out of your head. Who else? Who else wants to talk about? I cannot see the chat. I'll try to read it. Okay. Um,
Scott said his is sleep. He says sleep gets him.
yeah. Quality, yeah, 100%. Like, yeah, you wake up in the middle of the night with your thoughts, or you just spiral before going to bed. Got to work on that wind down routine, either if it's like your life or your work. You got to change and break that pattern to be able to get some sleep. Once again, that can snowball really quick, and we don't want that. Sleep is essential. Okay, Valencia sleeps a lot, right? You see, like some people cannot sleep. I cannot sleep personally, but I sleep a lot. So it's really personal. So this is a big topic because I catch myself with clients trying to be perfect. And from the get-go, we got to understand that perfectionism, like it doesn't exist. Like if you want to chase a goal, you're going to mess it up. And I mentioned this to all my clients in orientation. It's like you're going to miss workouts, you're going to miss nutrition days, you're going to mess up. We're humans, right? We make mistakes. So if we're chasing like perfectionism or being perfect, right? We're not going to succeed. You're not. You're not, because the first time you miss a workout, the first time that you had some more small dessert and you went over your calories, the first time that you miss a workout, you're going to be in your head and it's like, no, I cannot do this. So we got to understand that those things are going to happen, right? And we also got to understand that one bad situation or one bad choice is not going to ruin progress. What you got to do is right away attack the plan. Once again, get back on track. Either if you go over the calories, either if you miss a workout, whatever it is. Next meal, next day is a new opportunity. What ruins progress is giving up in your goals, right? So start thinking about being perfect, start thinking about being better, being a better version of yourself, and never give up. If you have goals that you want to chase, you got to keep rolling. You got to keep in that path, no matter what. No matter what happens, if life throws things at you, that's going to happen. It's a matter of adjusting. And progress is not linear, right? Also, it's not perfect. We got to make sure that we keep going in the right direction to our goals. We have that clear north that we're chasing. So never give up. Okay? Eventually, if you don't give up, you're going to make it. Once again, the all in or nothing trap mentality. So I think I missed like a slide, right? No, I'm good. So usually this is something that is hard for some people to overcome because most of the clients that come here, and correct me if I'm wrong, right? They either on the past experience like that loop of maybe losing weight, losing track, getting back on track, doing it, restoring Monday, right? And we see it all the time also during the program, right? Losing some weight, saying like, no, coach, no, I cannot do it. And restarting, gaining everything back. And then, well, I'm going to restart Monday. I'll do fine. And it doesn't happen, right? So this cycle is something that you got to understand how it works, right? You do great, you make a mistake, you feel guilty. This is about like the perfection that we mentioned, that we chase, that we don't want to change. You quit and you restart on Monday. What happens? Maybe when you restart on Monday, you're 10 pounds heavier than before. Maybe you gain everything that you fight so hard to, right? So you're going to fail. You're going to miss a meal. You're going to miss nutrition. You're going to miss a workout. Got to understand that that's going to happen, right? So the big thing that you got to do when you face one of those situations is ask yourself, what is the next best choice that I can do? Okay, so one meal is not the problem, right? One weekend is not the problem. 2 days, maybe three. Quitting for weeks is quitting for days, like disappearing for a week, not communicating with your coach, right? That's the problem. That's when you start spiraling, you change the plan, it doesn't work. So always when you miss something, when you don't do something that was was planned or you thought it was going to go that way, make sure that you have a next opportunity to change that, make up for that, or just take a better decision on the next time you face a similar situation. Think about what things could have been better. Think about what's the next choice that I'll make to get closer to my goals. I'm going to I want to hear who has waited until Monday to start with this, to restart, to get back on track. Don't be ashamed. We're all been there. Who wants to talk about it? Valencia, I can see a couple of hands. Who else?
Tomas,
I
I got a
cannot see
question.
all of you. Yeah, go ahead.
So to piggyback off of that question, not just who experienced it, but who's been doing that currently, and are you here to break that pattern?
I'm not going to call out anyone.
I
I
haven't
will.
done it since I started the program, but I was doing it all the time before the program.
So let me ask you a question. What was the cause of you going back? What was the cause of you stopping and saying I'm gonna restart?
Stress. I'd get stressed out about something. I would stress eat, and then I'm like, oh, I ruined it. And then I would just binge because I'm stressed. And then it would be, it's the all or nothing. Like I started laughing when I saw this because that it literally described me to a T.
Okay. So you let one bad choice make you feel like you had to start over
Yep.
versus just take a detour and go around the corner.
Yep.
Okay. That makes sense. That's probably pretty normal, right? Now you got to change that.
This one
Now you got
is
to
the
change.
one that you got to take away.
What you say, Tomas?
That this is, I don't know if you can see my pointer, but basically what you got to do is what's the next best choice that I can make.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you reframe it. Or what did I learn from that? I still want to be in this loop. I'm ready to change it once and for all. Somebody else?
I let a culmination of things cause me to just bottom out. I was active with it for a while and getting better at it, tracking everything, doing the meal prep, like everything. And then culmination of things and it just derailed me. Uh, gotten to a place where it's been several months with a lot of what you guys have been talking about, basically um, quitting for not just weeks but months and almost disappearing, just like almost ghosting, basically, and coming coming up out of all of it and realizing that I've done it before, so I can do it again. But instead of just doing it again, I need to stay with it versus letting go of it.
Yeah, instead of doing it again, why don't I keep doing it?
Yep.
You know what was crazy? And some of us down their patterns. I'm willing to bet my year's salary that your pattern is the same with everything. It gets to a point to where you either hit a sticking point or what's the point, and you stop doing it. Or you look at it like, this is one thing I can't focus on because the stress of something else is heavier. So I need to not stress over this because this stress is more important. Would you agree?
I definitely would.
Right. So Jeremy, you got it in you too. The same way you can take a break is the same way you can not take one. Just flip it.
Talking about the mindset of everything and looking at it and going, hey, you know what? I don't have to let everything get me to that point. It's a choice that I'm allowing it to make choices in my life when I don't have to give it access to begin with.
Yep. Thank you for sharing that. How are you feeling now? Like you're doing a better job with that?
Yeah, I'm struggling. Like I'm not necessarily struggling, but I'm trying to working through a lot of physical therapy stuff for injuries and still realizing that I can still move forward with what I have in mind, even while trying to heal. Um, Physically wise, mentally wise, emotionally wise, um, trying to be on that as level of mentally speaking as level as possible. Um,
Yeah.
and understanding that, hey, having a strong mindset is not going to allow me to let those things come in to bring me back down. Something it kind of goes with a lot of other things that I've had issues with in the past is having boundaries. Well, it's like I create boundaries for people. Why am I not creating boundaries for situations?
That's the perfect mindset to see it, right? Like is first of all, focus on the what you can control. And second, like what am I doing things for others that I'm not taking care of myself first? Right? So that's how you get to see it. Proud of you
And
for
I and
stepping
I'm
up and seeing it. The awareness is the big thing. Go ahead.
and so just for like a little bit of insight. So I became a dad at 16, and I've been a dad since then, and I've been married and divorced. And for the first time in my actual adult life, the last year and a half is the only time that I've ever been single since I was about 15 years old. So where it's just no one but me. So I'm also on that path of trying to figure out who I even am. So I know Mary and I talk about, hey, what kind of goals do you have, or what do you want the results to be, and what is your why? And there's times where I'm just like, I don't even know. I haven't I haven't had a period of time in my life long enough to figure all that out till now. So
You're here for a
it's
reason.
it's uh it's a very very life altering last couple of years. So
And you know how we deal with that? Welcome change. New life, new me. You got to do some thought process about what you want and what are you chasing. It's going to take time. It's not going to be easy. But those situations, my opinion, best alley, grab pen, paper, and write your thoughts down. Maybe it takes months, maybe it takes a couple of years, but bring your thoughts down to a piece of paper. Excellent. 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 Yeah, I'm sure Marianne told you that. And like, yeah, that's awesome. Keep
Yeah,
doing it. It's
I'm
going to it's going to work.
about a quarter of the way through that notebook.
Excellent. Excellent. So self-sabotage, right? This can be sneaky and we don't always cut it on time. Yeah, I love that. That's a book, right? Or is it a quote?
Yep.
Oh
No,
yeah,
that's a book.
excellent. Excellent.
Yeah.
So self-sabotage, yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Trying to put in the hard work.
Good. It's not easy. You got to understand that. It's hard. But you're on the right track. That's what you got to take away. Okay? So speaking of self-sabotage, right? The big thing, like I'm a visual person, so this is how we got to see it, right? Like creating your own whole. Sometimes you don't see it, but you do it to yourself, right? That's it. Always it doesn't look obvious always, but there are certain things that could show you that you are like doing some self-sabotage to yourself, right? For example, the importance once again of communicating, of checking in. Coach, I'm doing good. Coach, I'm doing bad. I have this going on, right? Avoiding the scale, like not jumping on the scale, not tracking your food, waiting for motivation to hit. We all know that's not going to happen. We got to think about our bigger reasons, right? Starting over every Monday, as we talk about, right? Being always serious next month, low weight, right? I want to know uh, from experience, right? Who in here wants to share, like, what do they do when you're in a hard track, right? When things get hard, do you still show up? Do you shut down? Do you, what do you do? Who wants to share about that? Go ahead, Troy. You're muted. Now we cannot hear you. In your phone, touch your screen. You'll see like a tab in the bottom. It should pop up a microphone. If you cannot see it, you have to slide to the side.
Eric, can you unmute him?
Who's trying to talk? I couldn't see it.
Troy.
Troy.
Oh yeah, I got it. I asked to unmute. There you go, Troy. I sent you. Troy, you muted. There you go.
There he is.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. You know, for me, having Coach Marianne is a big help. And you know, I've gone over my macros. I've eaten too many carbs, and I didn't put it in my thing. But Coach, today I couldn't help it. I didn't have any syrup. I stopped and I killed a payday bar, and that probably killed my whole friggin' day. But you know what? Tomorrow's another day. I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna go to the gym, and I'm gonna friggin' wreck it. And that's just keep going. If you're gonna make mistakes, we're all gonna fall. We're all gonna fail. Just keep going. Just keep going. Moving the weights, doing the cardio. Hit it again tomorrow. It's another day. Don't look past, look forward. That's what I'm trying to do anyway.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
What did you learn from today?
that I can't let myself get to the point where sugar cravings become that strong. So sometimes fruit in some yogurt will help. I don't know. Should I tell him, Coach, about the syrup? I mean, I keep I I keep a bottle of sugar-free syrup in the fridge, and when I need some sugar, I go to the fridge and I like slug some sugar-free syrup. That's not, I don't know what it is, but it's not real syrup. But I couldn't tell the difference when I first tried it. I thought it was regular syrup when I brought it home, and I was like, if I can't tell the difference, perfect. That's the magic bullet. Then, if I can't tell the difference, does it matter? And if I'm really need some sugar cravings, I try to eat some fruit or something. But if it's really bad, I'll take a gulp of non-sugary syrup. I mean, if I can fool my body, great. I mean, whatever tools I can use.
Yeah. Great idea. With that, you can leave some room by the end of the day. 200 calories for something sweet. You can save some. Or
I mean,
for those days. Yeah.
There's like 10 calories in half a bottle of this stuff. It's nothing, but it tastes like it should kill you. So, between that and, a banana or some grapes will do it with some yogurt. But, I'm trying not to eat the same thing over and over.
Plan for it. Don't try.
Right. So, sorry, that sounds kind of weird, but I do whatever it takes, to try to get through the day without trashing it food-wise.
It doesn't. You're changing food swaps. And you're doing what you're supposed to. So that's what you got to take away.
Yeah.
And Marianne will help you. Like, she knows her shit.
Yeah, she does.
So, speaking of, right, emotional eating and triggers. Once again, I want you to picture this, right? The image that we have in here. Sometimes, and most of the times, we eat because we're hungry. Sometimes we get confused that with being thirsty. So drink your water too. But sometimes, and other times, we eat just because we're stressed, we're bored, we're lonely, we're tired, we're angry, we're upset, we're celebrating, we're going, like, spending time with family. So I want you to just before that, think about something. Like, ask yourself, am I eating because I'm hungry? Am I eating out of habit? Like, what am I feeling right now? Take 10 seconds to think about that. Is it worth it?
No, not most of the time. It's not, man.
Exactly. So, first of all, take 2 seconds, 3 seconds, and do that. Do that exercise. It's going to help you. Big thing, being aware, right? Like, knowing what you have going on and recognizing that there's something in there. That's the first step. When you see something, then you got to start thinking about how I'm going to change it. What things can I try? What things can I plan to make sure that I change that and I become a better version of myself? It's not going to work the first time. Maybe the second, maybe the third, or maybe not. So find what works for you in those situations. As you mentioned, though, that low-calorie syrup, right? Or maybe I'm not like hungry at all. I'm just stressed. And I go for a walk. I play some music, right? First thing is to be aware of the situation.
Yeah,
So
I just want to chime in here real quick with the awareness piece, because you talking about awareness, I mean, that is everything about what we do. This is awareness of your body, awareness of your habits, awareness of how food affects everything, right? That's why we collect so much data. You are learning about you. And Troy, the fact that you've just now revealed to me this, syrup thing that you've been doing, that's awareness. You are now aware that this is a thing that you do. And now you can actually do what Tomas is suggesting, is, what am I feeling right now? I'm not
Right.
going to get the syrup because I'm hungry and I
Right.
need sugar. I'm
Right.
going to get the syrup because I'm feeling a certain way. And the syrup, for whatever reason, makes me feel better. The sweets make me feel better. But you don't actually need the sugar. Your data, your body, your A1C, your all of it, right?
Yeah.
You don't need the sugar.
No, no.
You need to feel something. You need to feel different. And that's the awareness piece that Tomas is really trying to get to here, is awareness of why you are going to the sugar, what's happening. And you know, Jeremy having his journal, like, it might be a really good idea for you to take that step back. And this is for all of us, because we all have those cravings, right? Take that tiny step, that tiny moment to pause. I'm not saying don't still go take the swig of the freaking syrup, or go, you know, rummaging through the cabinet for a chocolate chip morsel, whatever your craving might be, right?
Yeah.
But take a second to think about it and write, how are you feeling? What just happened? Did your kid yell at you? Did your spouse yell at you? Did you have like something happen at work? Like, just take a moment to evaluate what just happened and why am I going to the refrigerator for blank? That's
That
the
sounds,
awareness piece for the cravings that we have.
yeah. Huh. I would never have thought of that, but that sounds so simple to do.
Hey, Troy, I got an idea for you too.
Okay.
Take a healthier alternative. You ever
Okay.
had real raw honey?
I love honey.
Would you pick honey over syrup?
Yeah. Yes, I would.
There you go. So replace the syrup in your house with honey.
Okay.
It's healthier too.
Got to be the raw stuff, though. It's got to be raw.
Got to be raw.
Got to be raw. Okay. I like
Yeah.
raw.
So when you get raw, for those that don't know, the best test is the water.
Okay.
So raw honey, you need to take the mason jar and put it in boiling water so it pushes all the stuff to the top, because it'll crystallize at the bottom. Then if you take a spoonful of it and you put it in hot water, real honey will completely dissolve to where it doesn't even look like it was in the water.
Okay.
Fake store-bought stuff, the real honey will mix with the water and evaporate, and then it'll be left with, you'll look down there and it'll be this little goo of stuff left. And my friend makes honey up here. He has bees. He sends his to California and Arizona to almond fields, and I forgot what the other one is, and then they come back here.
Okay.
Can I
jump in for a second about honey real quick?
Yep.
Another awesome side effect of having the raw and specifically local honey is it'll help you with allergies. So if you have seasonal allergies, eating that honey will kickstart your body, the immunities to the local pollens that you're allergic to.
Cool. Huh. All right. Yeah, I will absolutely give that a try.
Excellent. Appreciate Marianne sharing your thoughts, Roy, Scott, Eric. So something important that sometimes we miss is our environment, right? Our planning, like getting ahead, right? If you're able to plan certain things, you're going to show up a little more ready for a certain situation, right? The best example to understand this, and I'm sure a couple of you already know it because I mentioned it a couple of times now. Think about if you want to go to a place you've never been before, right? You just don't grab your car and drive. You just put it on your Google Maps or you put it in your Waze and you have a plan to get there. Then it can happen that you miss an exit. But the big thing is that you get back on track to get to that. This is the same thing. If you make sure that you plan to go to a place, it's going to be easier to get there rather than driving in the right direction and getting there, right? So get ahead, plan for it, prepare to, for example, eat your calories, save some things in your pantry that are going to help you. For example, protein ready to eat, right? Like having some, I don't know, like protein shakes or your meat prep done. So you can pick up some chicken, you can pick up some beef, right? Things like snacks. If we don't have them at home, we don't eat them, right? How big the craving needs to be for you to grab your car, drive to the store, buy it, go back home and eat it? No, right? We just do it because we have it there, right? So it's like maybe not picking it up. So make sure that you're getting ahead of that. The planning is essential, and it's always like easier to stick to whatever you have going on if you have a plan and if you have like ideas to be able to back up with that, right? It's going to make things easier, and it's going to make healthier choice be easier and unhealthy choices be harder, right? If you get ahead and you organize yourself and you don't have things available and you have things ready. So this is something that is important to mention, and you can see it in the picture once again, really visual, right? So something that we got to mention because sometimes this happens, and the big takeaway from this is like how you see yourself is not the number one thing, right? We got to stay and pay more attention to, for example, how we feeling daily, how is our energy, are we progressing, right? How are our clothes fitting, right? Are we having better habits? Are we having better confidence? Are we becoming 1% better each day, right? So maybe we don't see it reflected because we see ourselves daily. And how many times have you seen someone like come to you and say, like, I'm not losing weight, I'm not losing weight. And you see him like after 2 months and it's like, damn, you changed a lot. That's also why we do progress photos, if you notice, because it's hard to see it when you see yourself daily. But think about the route that you take, like how much progress you made with that, right? Once again, it's more important that your mind is changing because your mind is just going to drive results and lead you in the right direction. So think about your habits. Think about all the change that you made, just even to be here, to take the decision to be here. That's the number one thing that you got. Who wants to share a big win or a non-scale related win that they had? Valencia, go ahead.
Okay, so this is actually related to the comment I made in the Zoom chat, but in my internship, no one wears dresses. No one absolutely like, and I really like dresses. I don't know what it is, but I really like dresses. You're allowed to wear dresses, just no one does. And I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna continue wearing dresses because I feel really comfortable in them. But the fact that other people are not wearing dresses kind of makes me feel kind of off, but it's okay. And then today I walk in and I see someone else with a dress, and they were just like, you know what? I've seen your dresses and they look really nice, and that inspired me to wear a dress. And I was like, wow, you look amazing in that dress. I was so happy.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Love that. I don't know if someone is posted on the chat. Yeah, just stop me if you want to talk, just let me know. This is important, right? Because this can be something that gets us out of the game, right? How do you talk to yourself? Once again, pay attention to the image, right? How you talk to yourself, the voices that you have in your head are the most important thing, right? And I want you to start thinking about different, right? Imagine if you talk like, would you talk to a friend how you talk to yourself? Would you say to your friend like you ruin everything?
No.
Most likely not,
No.
right? You're going to talk with them about like, well, things are not, we're improving. Like the circumstances are there, right? You're learning, like we got to keep moving forward. This is part of the process. So try that approach. Change that. Again, thinking about what happened before, right? You are human. You're going to make mistakes. So when you do a mistake, change how you think, change how you talk to yourself. Don't tell yourself like, yeah, you mess it up. We're out of here. No, right? It's like, I'm going to get back on track. What can I do better next time I face a similar situation? I just learned something. Okay, so this is a big one. So I want you all to take away something from here. But going back, and also it like brings up most of the things that we've been talking. People that do succeed are the ones that stick to it, right? Might take longer, but they make it. The one who just like quits is the one who fails and does not make it. So a big thing that I want you to think about is how quick can I get back on track? Once again, after a bad choice, after a bad meal, after messing up my day, after going over my calories, the recovery is what we need. If you don't leave too much time with that, you're not going to be further away from where you left, right? So take away that every day, every meal, every choice is a new opportunity. Next decision is the one that you got to pay attention to, not what already happened. It's like thinking about the future. What can I do better? What can I do better next time? Once again, these things are going to happen. Like you're not going to do great when traveling. You can do better, right? The next time you'll learn and you can, right? But the big thing is like we don't have to chase that perfection. Not every weekend is going to be perfect. We're going to have bad weeks. We're not going to see progress every single week, right? Once again, this is not linear. Progress is not linear. It's a matter of staying in the game. Okay, so recover quick and get back on track. So I have homework for you all, and I'll be asking you for these. So make sure that you do it. I want you to all pick a thing that you're going to work on this week. Anything from this list, either I'm going to address my stress, I'm going to work on how I talk to myself, I'm going to see what I can do with my emotional eating and ask the questions that I have, right? Working on consistency. I want you to pick something on here and do it for your week, at least one day. Okay? So, client of the month, she's here. So, I want some words if you want to talk about. I don't know if she left to work. Maybe she left. Where is she? Is Rebecca here?
Yeah,
still
she had to
She
leave.
left.
She had to leave to go to work.
Okay. Well, she's very compliant, and she never missed a live training. Like that's something to take away from her. We have big goals because she wants to not only drop weight but pass her PT test. Big goal for her is to drop inches off the waist, and she dropped 26 pounds in 13 weeks. She's awesome. Like what she does is just follow the plan, and you see her there. Like she's doing what she's supposed to, right? And she's not perfect. She just keeps moving forward and seeing results. And I can't believe that she left. I know that she just has like an hour to be here. But yeah, book of the month, right? The mountain is you. So the one thing that we got to take away from this is that we all know that we got to be in a deficit. We all know that we got to work out. We all know that we got to do more, right? We all can find that knowledge, maybe online. But the big thing is our habits, our patterns, our mindsets. What do we do based on the knowledge that we have, right? And everything that we've been talking till in this presentation, right? You can see those self-sabotage patterns, that awareness that is going to be a game changer. And growth and change, I want to add in here, is uncomfortable and it's going to be hard, right? You got to have the right mindset to be able to face it. And that's all I have for you today. I hope you took something, that you learned something.
Real good stuff, Thomas.
I did.